Okay, what are we supposed to shoot now? Oh. I guess we can kamikaze into him. That'll do it, eh? Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play 1001 Games. I'm your host, Gaming Jay, and today we are checking out 1943. So basically, welcome to World War II, son. You are a pilot, and guess what? An aircraft carrier was just bombed. So you are going to go and have to take this to the streets for some old-fashioned shooting. Look at this. Look at all these. These are Japanese planes that I'm shooting down. You dare bomb an aircraft carrier? Look, I got lasers. You're just flying around. They literally forgot to like arm themselves before they decided to come attack. Well, that's bad luck for you. Because, guess what? I rested my thumb last night. I am all prepared to just pound on this button as fast as I can for a long, long time. Check it out. So, yeah, I mean, the story behind this game is literally the story of World War II. This is a game about World War II. Which I think back when I was playing North and South, I was commenting about how interesting it was that, you know, Americans like to reenact the Civil War, and I said that, you know, there aren't many other wars out there where people like to reenact them. But definitely for all the other wars out there, people like to make video games about reenacting them. So, okay, finally the planes are starting to shoot back, so. Visual contact with surface forces confirmed. Commencing attack. So this game, there's tons of games like this. This is like a very generic genre these days. I guess at the time this might have been a little more revolutionary. I mean, this is basically an extension of Space Invaders. So we played Space Invaders, and this is sort of like Space Invaders only where you get to kind of move around. But totally you can see the influences, hopefully, of Space Invaders here. I love that you have a health bar, because I'm going to be honest, it is helping me out a lot. I'd be dying a lot if it wasn't for this health bar. Yeah, once health bars started to be invented in games, you didn't have these one-hit kills anymore. It was a lot more fun, I think. Because let's face it, I mean, unless you're like a gaming genius, you don't go through games never taking a single hit. Real people take hits in games because there's stuff going on. They're not perfect. And I don't want to have to become like some kind of, you know, gaming savant to be able to like play a game. I just want to go through and have some fun. I definitely need health though because I am, you know, on the edge. Initial attack unsuccessful. 46% destroyed. Do I have to redo that? Oh man, they sent me back in. This is not good. I barely made it out last time. Why would you send me back? Send someone else. Okay. Ah, that power up, that POW is what I wanted. Okay, well at least we can quarter feed this one. This game, so the reason I decided to play this on arcade, because I am, as I said, I've said in other videos, I'm trying to mix up the systems that I'm playing these games on. And I've been playing a lot of arcade, I noticed recently, so I'd like to mix that up and try and put some more home consoles back in the mix. But the reason I decided to play this one on arcade is that this one is known as being a really classic arcade game. And specifically, one of the things... There, just tidal wavy. That was a special move I did, by the way. Apparently my plane has the ability to launch tidal waves, which, if you know, you're not familiar with that idea, it's pretty effective. Oh, I can even do like little barrel rolls there. Did not kill him still. Do I have to go back again? Oh god. 60. I did a little better this time. I guess they make you just... Oh. Okay. Anyway, this game was known for its arcade presence because it was one of these games that was really popular in the hardcore gaming crowds back in the day. People would put in one quarter and you would see how far you could get. And I mean, I've already had to put in a second quarter here. This is my 50-cent mark that I'm going for right now. I can't imagine somebody who's just able to, like, you know, get really, really far in this game on one quarter. I mean, that'd be impressive to see. I might have to look that up after, actually. I try to go into these games pretty blind, so You know, the idea of 1943, I mean, I could look at a screenshot from the book and tell that, okay, it's this type of game, because I've seen these games forever. But, you know, I don't know any of the details about it. Like, these power-ups I'm picking up, I don't quite know what any of them do, and so when I pick them up, things happen. I'm just like, oh, that's cool. But I don't have any expectations of what kind of power-up I'm supposed to be getting. I will say I love the fact that there's backgrounds moving at different speeds here to give the illusion of being really high up in the sky. I really do feel like I'm really high up. And that's cool. I mean, don't underestimate that, you know? Like, it sounds so simple, and you're probably like, oh, come on. There's games that really give you much better illusions of being high up. But, I mean, I don't know, it's just like such a simple game using a very simple mechanic, and it really gave you the illusion like that I was high up. Like now I feel much lower to the ground, which I'm supposed to be. So hey man, I'm just saying, like, this is, for its time, this would be cool, you know? Like, I don't know if anyone saw The Aviator with Leonardo DiCaprio, who I think he's just a great actor. He's really won me over the years. When I was in high school, I didn't like him because he was in like Romeo and Juliet, and I thought he was like a chick flick actor or whatever. But I mean, the guy is great. A lot of his movies are just really, really good. And so he's kind of made me eat my own words over the years. But in The Aviator, Howard Hughes, the character he played, is trying to like film airplanes in the sky, and they look to be going really slow. And his employee guy, his scientist guy, tells him he needs to go find clouds so that you can see how fast the planes are moving relative to things around them. And if you'll notice, when we're really high up in the sky there, when we're, you know, like right now we're down near the water, when it moves me high up to the sky, let's blow up these, get some percentage damage on this thing. You'll notice there's clouds there, and they're moving at a different speed in the water down here, and that's just what creates the whole illusion. So I don't know. Just kind of thought of that while I was playing this game just now. But anyway, okay, this game is a Capcom game, and you know, you can kind of tell Capcom games by like the nice, bright, fun graphics. So this totally feels a little Capcom-y. They definitely have a style to them, and I am all in favor of that style of theirs. What are we on now? Like $1.50 or something. Yeah. But yeah, this was an early Capcom game, and what I thought was funny too when I was reading about this is about like Pearl Harbor, basically, or something like that. It's about World War II. It's about shooting down Japanese planes and stuff. But this game was made by the Japanese. I mean, isn't that fun? Like, think about that for a second. The Japanese went out and made a game about World War II where they are the bad guys and they're getting shot down by the Americans. And it's not like this game was released exclusively in America and they were just doing it to like appease the American consumers. This was released in Japan too. So it's like could you imagine the opposite happening? Like the US making a game about World War II where they're the bad guys and the Japanese are the good guys, and then releasing it worldwide? Like, they just wouldn't do that. Well, I mean, who knows? Maybe some indie studio out there would. But kind of funny. 89% destroyed. Oh yeah. My carrier is like been on its side the whole time. It does not look healthy. I'm returning to this carrier to fuel up, but it looks like it's in quite a bit of damage. The Ayako. May you fight bravely. Earn much victory in America. That's sort of like a Japanese take on trying to be American. Okay. Kill these dudes. These are like kamikaze pilots. They're like, we each get one bullet, and beyond that, we're just supposed to kind of fly around and hope maybe you crash into us. Oh man, it worked. your fruitless, your weird strategy work. Hey, give me this. I need lots of power-ups to kind of get through this game. Power-ups are awesome. I guess Contra really took the idea of power-up guns from like this type of game. You know, all these games are coming up in this era of shooters. They all came up together like this, and Contra. And oh yeah, something else funny I read about this game. So this is a sequel. This is not like the first game in a series, 1943. And it's a sequel to a game called, guess what, 1942. Which I read and thought was really funny. So it's like, hey man, 1942 worked out really well for us. Let's see what happened a year later. Let's literally make a sequel called 1943. 1942 though wasn't in the book. The 1001 Games You Must Play Before You Die, the book that I'm playing through, the sort of reason I'm doing this whole series, didn't have 1942, had 1943. And so now I'm kind of curious, like, what was wrong with 1942? Maybe it was a fine game, it just didn't quite make the cut, but like, maybe there was something wrong with it, and I'm kind of curious to know. So, oh man, I'm doing bad here. So yeah, I kind of want to try 1942. Maybe my off the book series. I'll just give it a shot one day when I can't think of anything else to play, and just to see, what is it. Oh yeah, look at this. I'm blowing up his engines. He's gonna crash. This is not what would be fun if you were in that plane. Another littler plane coming and shooting your engines till you crashed. Oh man. Of course he got me. Okay, what are we supposed to shoot now? Oh. I guess we can kamikaze into him. That'll do it, eh? Okay, we need a background story. So who's our guy? Our guy is Ace McTavern. He's a renowned pilot, but he's got disciplinary problems. His like CO, doesn't like him. He's always playing cards and like smacking people around, getting into fights and stuff. But he gets results. And like his CO didn't even want him flying on this mission, but like all the other pilots were taken out by that like sneak attack. So it's like Ace McTavern has to like pick it up and like get out there and show the Japanese what's what, So this is him. He's fighting for the love of a good woman back in Ohio. Didn't even want to be here, but like he was the best, and they needed the best for a war like this. You don't go to war without your best. So Ace McTavern, he's the one you got. How's that? Are we more motivated and committed to this story now? Oh god! He's thinking of Jenny the whole time he's flying. He's like, I just want to come home to you in one piece. One piece, Jenny. That's all I want. That's all Ace ever wanted. He didn't want war. He didn't want to fight with the COs. Jenny! Well, Ace is dead. Alright, now we have Hutch. Hutch is all about war. Hutch don't care about nothing. Hutch just likes killing. Hutch, this is a big game. Hutch loves to kill, and Hutch dies very fast because he's not committed, didn't have a woman back at home. Now this is Jenny. Jenny, she saw what they did to Ace, to her love. She couldn't stand it, so she's coming back to finish the job. So here's Jenny. Jenny's in this plane. Jenny watched Ace and all those videos, learned how to fly a plane. He never knew though, never knew. Now look at this, she's showing the Japanese. You take a woman with nothing left to live for. You gotta fear that woman. Under her high score, it says RRR. That's her going RRR the whole time she's flying. Jenny summons a tidal wave to destroy the Japanese battleship. They've never seen anything like it. Jenny's thumb is getting very tired. She wishes that somebody had installed... Why would somebody just not install something on her joystick in her airplane to let her hold down the button and shoot repeatedly? It didn't make a lot of sense to Jenny. She wasn't about to question the Navy. They'd taken her this far. Flashes of Ace before her eyes as she sees the Japanese, stares him down, and goes down, joining Ace in the grave. Now comes the CO. You killed my best people. It's time to die. Oh god, I'm going down, aren't I? He just wants to get the hell out of here. He's like, well, actually, you took out my best people. Maybe I should just call it quits. I don't know how I'm supposed to beat that mission, honestly. I'm giving it my all. Okay, so for this game, as I said, I've never really played this game before, but I've played so many games like this. I think everyone has played games like this. I mean, what, Galaga or something, I guess was the true successor to Space Invaders that created this type of genre. And then this game is really copying Galaga or something. There's some old Atari game that is like this too. But basically, all these games where you're kind of like a plane flying around, shooting other planes and stuff, honestly, you know what, they all kind of feel the same to me. I don't really see a big distinction between any of them. They all have the same power-ups. You get a spread gun, you get a fast shooting gun, you get like a laser, you have to shoot these bosses, and there's lots of things flying at you, shooting little pellet green or orange dots at you. I mean, like, is it just me? Am I being stupid here, or are these games all the same? And I started to think about it, and I wanted to ask you guys, what do you guys think are some games, some genres of game that are literally all the same? Because, I mean, I guess you could make the case that many sports games, many fighting games, many like Mortal Kombat style fighting, and then also like Final Fight or Streets of Rage style fighting games are the same as each other. You know, I guess you could even make the case that all the Mario games are the same. At some level, you could call all games of a certain genre the same, but obviously there's tons of differences and so on. But this overhead shooting plane type genre, honestly, I really can't tell these games apart very much. And so I just wanted to ask you guys, first of all, do you think that's accurate? Do you guys have trouble telling these games apart? Do they all kind of feel the same to you? And second of all, you know, what other genres out there do you personally think all feel the same? You know, are all MOBAs the same? Like Dota, League of Legends, Heroes of the Storm, are those all the same? Are all first-person shooters the same to you? I mean, what genres do you really have trouble, or do you just feel aren't very distinct from another, and it's just all games are the same? So I'm just curious, what do you guys think? I'm going to go out on a limb and say this one for me, these shooting games all feel the same. But games like, you know, platformers like Mario and stuff, I can really feel the difference between a lot of those games, like Mario and Mega Man and all that. They're all platformers, but they all feel very different. First-person shooters all feel very different to me, and yeah. And I guess something that is not helping this game that much is it's starting to feel a little repetitive here, where like I'm doing the same overhead level, and then I'm just going down and fighting an aircraft carrier. I mean, how many times can I do this? It's starting to get a little repetitive. So, yeah, I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep playing this game, because I could insert quarters till the end of time, and I feel like we're just going to see the same kind of generic scenery of this lone plane flying over blue ocean, coming down, shooting an aircraft carrier, and then flying back up over the clouds. Which, again, for some reason, I really like that cloud part. It really feels cool to me to be that high up, but the rest is forgettable, I would say, honestly. One other thing I want to ask, though, since I kind of feel like I'm starting to reach a point where I might actually start wrapping up soon. But before I do something like that, before I do something as foolish as start to shut a video down here, I said initially that this was an arcade classic because in the hardcore crowd it was really popular and people tried to see how far they could get on 1/4. So here's my question to you. How far could you get on 1/4 of a video game? Or was there like a game you remember where you really, really could totally get far on 1/4? I think something like Ninja Turtles 2. Turtles 2, the arcade game, which was on Nintendo, where I played the most. But I think in the arcade I was still pretty good at that. And something else that I was really good at was Off-Road. The Iron Man's Off-Road. Oh man, I could get so far on 1/4. It was amazing. I miss that game. Oh, I'm going to have to play that. 100% I'm going to have to play that. I don't think that's in the book either, though. Just crazy. But yeah, what games do you guys remember from the arcade that you could literally slam down like 25 or 50 cents, just play for like an hour? Because I think those were like the best games. And yeah, that's all I got. So, you know, what can we say about this game? Well, first of all, we can say that when you're really high up over the clouds, Gaming Jay likes it. He finds it really interesting. And you look at those little islands down there, and you have the perspective, and for some reason, he's really entranced by it. So, more of that in games. I think we could also say, too, that, you know, the Japanese, they really got over World War II. They were making games in the 80s about themselves being bad guys, and just, like, how many Japanese pilots have I shot down in this game? Quite a few. But that's cool that they were cool with that. This is a good game. Like, it's not a bad game. Anyway, I think in terms of pros and cons, you know, this is totally a Capcom game. The graphics are beautiful. The perspective and the sort of visual stuff that's in this game really awesome. The cons are the gameplay is kind of repetitive. You know, you kind of need to go into it with a strong thumb, or you're going to be hurting as I am after a little while. You know, remember those old games where you just had to like constantly hit the shoot button? God, let me hold the button down. Why would you do this to a person? It's kind of cruel. I'd love to have a health bar that's another pro, but another con is it's just so damn easy to get hit as a result. I would have preferred like, whoa, we got little buddy planes. Hey, buddy. 2 other pilots were called out to like fly in formation with me and actually help me. Could have used you guys about 1,000 times before. Take out these planes. Oh, we're at a boss or something. Well, they don't last long when there's 3 of us shooting them. Yeah, so, you know, this is not a bad game. And in fact, I would say that this is one you might want to try before you die. It's like a nice kind of throwaway game that you could just try really quickly. If you had it on like a home console or something. It's not bad. And maybe you might want to try that old arcade challenge. How far can you get on a single quarter? Because again, the hardcore gaming community back in the day, that's what they did in this game. That said, it's, you know, it's not a game you have to play before you die. Whoa! 100% destroyed! Guys, wow. I'd never done that. I didn't even know I was fighting a boss, but I totally took him down 100%. I think that's cause for celebration. Okay, let's go out on a high note here. We'll see how far we can get with one plane. This is the last plane. Guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you found it kind of fun to sit around with me today and play this old classic game. Listen to me ramble incoherently about games in general. And yeah, ask you guys random stuff, you know. If you know I've piqued your interest, leave me a comment down below. I love to hear. You know, when I ask questions in these videos, I totally am curious to hear what you guys think. So, you know, I would love it just to hear from you guys. But beyond all of that, you know, if you've enjoyed this video, give me a like, give me a subscribe, and as always, I will see you guys in a couple days with a new video and a new game. So until then, guys, I hope you've enjoyed it, and peace. Oh wait, we gotta enter our initials before I go. Oh, I didn't even get around to it. Why? Hey, I'm in first place. Alright, that's a perfect point to end. Look at that, Y. That's J. Oh, and I blew the other high scores away. Mister. Pooh? Those are some interesting names. Alright guys, until next time.